Okay. Yes. No. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, we need to add oxygen O2 plus H2, and then we need to add those together. Now, how will death be involved? How? I don't know. Oh, I didn't see you there. Hi, welcome to my laboratory. I was just studying a little bit, and I'm going to do a book review on Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is an amazing book. It is about Eli and Victor. And they're both studying to be scientists. And Eli is kind of a nerdy, nice kid, and Victor is kind of a loner type. And he's kind of, have really bad, evil thoughts. This book is taking place into 2 parts. And yes, it is an excellent, excellent book. Everybody should read this book. This is about 2 guys, Victor and Eli, and they go to a college together and become roommates and become friends. And they work on a science project together to bring extraordinary people to see if they, how ordinary people turn extraordinary. So yes, definitely pick this book up. It is amazing. It's amazing characters. It's got so much character development between the characters and the friendship and stuff like that. It's just really good, and I highly suggest you pick this up. It's really interesting. They do science experiments, and when they have to die, and then when they are brought back to life, they get superpowers, not of their choice, of course. And yeah, it's just a really, really good story, and I suggest you all read it. So now I am going to go on to the spoilers in this book. So if you haven't read this, click off now. So this book, obviously, we have more than the characters Eli and Victor. But Victor, we learn about him in the first half. And the first half is really about the college life with Eli and how he's digging up a body. Now, we are not sure whose body he's digging up or what he's doing or what he's trying to do. And my first impression on the first half of this book was that Victor was an evil person. Like, he wasn't a good person. And obviously, I kind of still feel like he's not a good person, but he was like evil, like mad scientist type thing. And it turns out they're both mad scientists, but beside the point. So yeah, so then I didn't really know what to expect in the second part. And the first part is told through Victor's point of view, so we kind of get how he's kind of jealous of Eli, he gets jealous of him, all this fame and popularity and stuff like that. He really gets jealous of Eli. Then in part 2, he also gets in jail when he kills Eli's girlfriend accidentally. Because it's definitely not on purpose. On accident, he kills Victor's girlfriend, or Victor kills Eli's girlfriend on an accident, and yes, Eli then kind of reports it to the police, and the police kidnap him, but they put him in jail, just for like 8 years or something. So then in the second part, we he sees a picture of Eli in the magazine, And he's still in jail, obviously, when he sees a picture of Eli in the magazine, and Eli has saved a bunch of people in this town, and of course he's back. So, and it also talks about the backstory about Eli and Victor, and the second part is told in Eli's perspective. So we get a little bit about Eli's personality and how he met Serena, and stuff like that, and how he met Serena. And Serena kind of seduces Eli, and Eli doesn't like Serena at all. Like, he just wants all the EOs to die. And so, basically, Eli is just killing people, basically. And, yes, so he meets Serena. Serena is, I would say she's a teenager, and she's an interesting character. Her power is to seduce people. She can tell people what to do. She's kind of like a succubus sort of character, and yes, so she kind of messes around with Eli and kind of helps the police to be on her side. My favorite part of this book was when she dies, and we meet another character who Victor saves, and who Mitch saves. Mitch is another character who is like the information hacker character who helps Victor hack information about EIs or EOs, and yeah. So they see this other character that Eli is hunting down, and they save him. He's kind of a character that just goes through walls. That's kind of, and he's super fast. So he's kind of like the Flash and like a ghost or something. And that's how I pictured him, because he can just go through walls. He doesn't have to use a door. And I really, really enjoyed his character as well. His character is kind of, he still feels pain and stuff like that, but he's an extraordinary person. So he kind of helps Victor as well. But that's in like kind of the last part and stuff. Sydney meets her sister, and her sister kind of doesn't kill her, which I thought was interesting, because she really wanted, her sister Serena wanted Sydney dead, and yes, they want to kill, like, Sydney, or Serena wants to kill Sydney, and because she just doesn't believe that Sydney is a good person, so she raises people from the dead. And Sydney massively helps Victor with bringing people from the dead. Sydney is a really interesting character. She's kind of, I would say she's about 10 or 12, because she's younger than Serena, and she's very interesting. Like, she's just so, she's so interesting. Another part I loved this was the ending. Now, Victor and Eli get this climax. We have a climax, kind of what we figure out why he's digging up the body, and in the first section, the first part, and it turns out they're digging out another EO, and that EO is going to distract Eli. And then the second part kind of goes into Eli's story a little bit. We have the background of Serena and Sydney, and kind of Serena's story, because part one was Sydney's story. So part two, we get Serena's story and her, kind of what her thoughts are and stuff. And then, of course, we see how Eli got the police on his side, and why everybody thinks he's a hero and stuff. It's just really interesting. Then, closer to the end, we get to Eli, and Eli kind of confronting him. At 12 o'clock, they confront each other, and it's kind of like you see, like, they're like meeting each other in exactly a spot one spot, and it's just so good. So they meet each other, they fight each other, and Victor is determined to kill Eli. Like, he is like, why are you killing all these innocent people and stuff like that. He's determined to kill Eli. So he ends up, and he also ends up killing a bunch of, I think, one police officer and stuff, because he's getting information from him about Eli, and the whereabouts of Eli. And so then he goes up to Eli, and they meet, and they get in this huge fight. And yes, it's amazing. It's got a lot of action in that fight. And then obviously, you know, he wants to kill Eli. And Eli is like, I'm a god. You cannot kill me. Do you understand that? Like, he kind of is trying to play God, I guess. And that's his whole thing, and his whole debate is how can he play God. And so then he kills Eli. He like somehow manages to push him in the chair, tie like barbed wires to him, or wire him. I guess, like, you know, he wires him and then he kills him. Eli dies. Sydney is like so angry, but you know, and when Eli comes up from that death, he says, I saved you all. And the police come by there, and they are definitely like, you are under arrest for the murder of Victor Vase, or something like that. Really good book. And that's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you the end. Even though this is the spoiler section of the video. But yeah, so if you want to know the end and you haven't read it, then yeah, you should read it, because it's so good and you're like, what? Yeah, so yeah. So I rated this a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. It is an amazing book. It's got wonderful characters and wonderful character study about these kind of, and it also has a theme of like, what is evil, I guess, or yeah, what is evil, and is there good, and if there's also talking about the good versus evil. There's a quote here in the front, I believe it's in the front, which I love, and it says, life, the way it really is a battle, not between bad and good, but between bad and worse. And this is by Joseph Brodsky, and that kind of fits the kind of theme of this book. So it does, like, especially in the second part, because I really like it. And that is it, and I hope you have a really good day, and be sure to comment and subscribe, click the like button or thumbs up button, and have a great day. Bye!